When you shoot a landscape, the camera often has to compromise to try and get a balance between the bright sky and the dark foreground, and here we've got a nice exposure on the sky, but the mid-tone and shadow detail of the landscape is disappearing. Alternatively, we could use auto bracketing to get a brighter version of the shot, and that gives us detail in the foreground here. We can see detail where we lost detail in the previous picture, especially in the midtones and the shadows, but the sky has become overexposed and blown out. So wouldn't it be great if we could get the sky from one shot and the landscape from another, and we can do that using the layers palette. So what I'm going to do is show you how to take the sky from one shot, the landscape from the other shot, and merge them together using layers to create a composite shot that shows detail in the sky and in the landscape. So to combine two shots together using layers, first of all you need to go to File, Open, and find the two source files on our CD, and when you've got those you'll have layers before 01 and layers before 02, which looks like this. The next thing to do is to select all of this layer by going to Select All, and when you've made the selection you'll see a marquee appear around the edge of the frame, and we call that the marching ants just because of the way they move along the edge like that. Okay, once you've selected the image, go to Edit, Copy, and that copies the whole shot. Then go to Layers before 01, and you'll see that's the exposure for the sky, and what we can do is paste the other layer onto this layer in the same document by going Edit, Paste. Now to see these as separate layers, what you need to do is get the Layers palette open. This is a very handy tool. If you go to Window, go to Layers, and there is the Layers palette, and on the top we've got the sky layer, which is really overexposed, but it's exposing the landscape correctly, and if I turn that off you'll see the correctly exposed sky on the layer below. Now it makes sense to actually label these layers to make it easier to understand what they're about, so let's turn the top layer on again, just double click here, and we'll call this one ground exposure because it's exposing the shot to get detail in the ground. Okay, exposure, there we go. And to label this locked background layer, you can see a little padlock there, you need to double click, up pops a new layer window like so, and all we need to do is type in sky exposure. Here we go, and when you click OK, that unlocks it and turns it into an ordinary layer. So we've got the correctly exposed ground on the top layer and the correctly exposed sky on the layer below. Turn this back on for the moment and I'll show you how to combine the two together to get the best